Time is 8 minutes after 5 on Thursday, December 15th. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Planning Commission Affordable Housing Plan Update 2022 Subcommittee to order. Let's start off by doing roll call. I saw Jason there. Nicole Davison I saw. Is Olivia here?
She's in the audience.
I'm in the room.
Oh, hi. Okay, and Tim Leduc here, I saw him. I've not seen Brian Baumbeck, and Richard Gordon is
Here.
Yep, okay, I saw him, and then I did see Norm and Terrence. So with that, let's move on to the first item on the, well, the only item on the agenda would be to forward the affordable housing plan to the commission for adoption. So I had an opportunity to reread the plan, and I bounced it against the notes that I had. It looked like to me most of the items that we had discussed were addressed. There was still some ordering where some of the comments we had about the order of the plan, like some of the things that we wanted to see moved to the front, seemed like they stayed where they were. I gave it a read through, and I thought the flow of the document was good, where it transferred from one section to the other. Okay, so I mean, I didn't have a big problem with that myself, but I guess we could probably go through and see what other people were thinking. That was my one item, and then I had two other items that I noticed. One was there was still a section where they talked about the focus groups, where it said, I think it said something like insert information here or something. I didn't write down the exact wording, but it seemed like there was still a placeholder for some of the information about the focus groups. And then the other item, which I'm not really too concerned about, and I just bring it up as a matter of, it seems like on the title, well, not the title page, the page that goes through and calls out all the commission or committee members. I didn't know if it was a normal thing to identify all the chairperson and the vice chairperson on that page, but if it is, then that identification is missing. If it's not a normal thing, then okay, fine. So those were the only comments that I had, and I did go through and tried to bounce off the list. I may have missed some stuff, but I did look at it. So those are my comments, and then with that, I think I'll just kind of step aside and poll you guys and see what your thoughts were.
Jimmy, Kirk, while you're on that front page there, my name is spelled incorrectly.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want that.
It's a common thing, no big deal. It's T-E-R-E-N-C-E.
Okay.
And another question, is that supposed to read December 7th, 2022? Or the plan takes effect next December? I'm a little confused.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Yeah, I honestly missed that. Gary, can you?
I'm gonna pull it up here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe it's supposed to be 2022. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having a special meeting right now.
Yeah, and I think our meeting was actually, the last meeting that we were gonna talk about it was actually, would have been the 6th, right? Didn't we meet on the 6th?
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for that. I missed both of those things.
Should be 2022, and we probably want to make that December 19th, and then the planning commission will set an effective date. Probably January 1 of 2023.
Okay, so Gary, you're taking notes on all these?
Yep.
Okay, great. Great. Terry, did you have any other comments or thoughts?
You know, these are basically just like a plan. So, I mean, if anything ever does come up, it's something that can be addressed at the time. So I think as a plan, I think we're good for right now. And I'm sure there's going to be other little errors in there and stuff like that, but I'm sure they can be addressed as the time goes.
Okay. And Kirk, you were saying up here, you want to identify if the chair, rather than just having planning commission, will just point out that, yeah, I can have that added in.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, because we're all part of whatever commission or committee or commission. We're all part of some commission, either zoning or planning, and then we're under the subheading of planning subcommittee. So I don't know if Jason gets a vice chair, affordable housing planning committee, comma, planning commission.
Right. Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the normal thing to do for that is. So I did, yeah.
Yeah, we can do either if you prefer. If you want to identify that, we certainly can. I can let him know and we can just change that. That's an easy edit. I think you probably just configured it this way for the sake of ease, knowing who is where, just what commission they're coming from.
Well, at some point, he's not the guy anymore, right?
Right.
Like we have it now. So, and
Yes.
I think he's out of unless we ask him for something specific. I think those are kind of like housekeeping things we could handle, right?
Yeah, planning commission can just say, yeah, we want to change that, or we can do it now and just say, yeah, we want to add it. Boom, we'll add it. So for the meeting on the 19th, it'll be revised for that.
Yeah, I mean, these so far they're easy things to fix, and I think it would be easier to just fix them than to go back and
Yeah.
get him to fix it and then re-forward it and then whatever.
So I think, yeah, those are easy fixes. And then the info.
If I might interject, if you look at the POCD and how they format the people involved, they don't have it listed as planning commission, zoning commission. They just have, Michelle Royce Williams, chair, Lawrence Fitzgerald, just the names there.
Yeah, I agree with you for that. The only reason that this makes a little bit of sense is because when we did the POCD, everybody was from the planning commission. And then we had actually, no, that's not even true. That's not even true, because we
There's
did
somebody
have,
from wetlands,
we
right?
had wetlands people
Right.
and
Zoning.
there was zoning.
Yeah, Norm's on there too. Yeah.
Right.
That's right. I don't know.
It's all minor,
It
in
is,
all honesty. I mean,
we
we as a subcommittee can make up your mind right now if you want to have the titles afterwards or not. To me, it's, 6 of one, half dozen the other. It doesn't really matter. So it just doesn't matter.
Jason, how do you feel? Do you feel like you want to be recognized for being vice chair, or do you not care?
I don't need it.
You don't need, you're not winning a Grammy or an Emmy,
An Oscar
an Oscar.
or on Zoom.
Okay, thank you though. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care either. I just brought it up as a, like a formality, kind of like, I don't know what the right thing to do is. Um,
Gary, did you get my correct spelling of my name on the chat?
T-E-R-E-N-C-E.
And I just noticed they misspelled my last name too.
Uh-oh.
Donovan.
Over the top here.
It's easier to spell than La Ducia.
Got to have that capital D.
All right.
Gotcha. Yeah, all right.
all right, so we've heard from Tim and Terrence, and does Rich or Nicole, do either of you have any comments?
Actually, I'm sorry. I have
Oh.
one thing. I'm sorry.
Yep,
And
no,
it was
fine.
a formatting and spelling issue. And this is on the housing characteristics and income comparison chart. On the page 2, the bottom left chart, column 1, last 2 rows, got a couple little errors there, nothing big. It says Mary's couple, should be
Tim, what's
married
the
couple.
page number?
It's page, this is not on the plan, but this is on the, one of the supporting documents.
Okay.
So, and this is the presentation from September 6th. And if we're going to publish this, it just looks crappy. But it's the second page, bottom left. I don't know if Don has to fix that or not. And again, it's housing
which
characteristics and
housing?
income compared.
Maybe that was the housing analysis and needs assessment. Was that in there? Page 2 does not have.
This is it's merely like a presentation form. It's not one of the documents.
All right. So from last week's presentation, we had, so it was part of the minutes?
It's
I
in
guess-
the email,
In the
email from Jen with all the documents.
Yeah, that's what I'm pulling up here. I got the affordable
Yep.
housing plan, the zoning regulation review, the affordable housing plan
Yep.
incentives, the housing markets and affordable
Where am I?
affordable housing.
Oh, neighboring, I'm sorry, neighboring communities.
Oh, the compare. Okay,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no problem. Page 2.
Bottom left, first column.
Bottom left, first column, East Lyme, and
Under housing values and income.
Yep.
Let's see, it says Mary's couple, should be married couples. And then they got, it looks like he pasted in a number in front of non-family there.
gotcha.
That's the only gripe I have about it. The document overall, I agree with you, even though they didn't move that section to the front, I think the overall flow of the document's good. And I kind of like where it's at. I'm okay with that, so.
That's good. Anyone else have any comments or anything that they want to discuss about the document?
Hey, this is Jason. Tim, when you were referring to they didn't move that thing to the front, you're talking about the thing on page 1920 that we said would work as a preamble?
Correct, yeah, and then he reworded the title to be, you know, that this is not the plan, but this is suggestions, like you said.
Yeah, that was my comment too, that edit was
Yep.
never made. Again, I don't think it's a big deal, and I don't think maybe it need to go back to Dr. Poland or anything. I think it's
Yeah, I
fine.
agree.
All right. Anyone else have any comments?
Olivia?
Can you guys hear me?
Probably hear you, you may not be able to see.
So, yeah, I mean, my only thing was the order. I was thinking that our like tools in the toolbox section would be a little bit more forward in the document, but I think the way that it reads is still very clear. So I don't have any objections to that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, for us to force a change for some, it would have to be some kind of like, you know, big problem. I mean, it wasn't exactly the way we discussed it, although I think that he may have like changed some of the framing around those ideas to make it fit a little better where it is. But if you guys are feeling strongly that it is an issue, then we could address it. But so far, I've not gotten a sense that we're in disagreement or that we see it as a problem. Does anyone have strong thoughts about this?
I'm fine with the wording and the flow and the setup. So we use 2023, even though it might be passed by the Planning Commission next week in December. Is 220? Is it 2023 on the tops of the pages, or I guess when it's official document be 2023, I guess, right?
Well, it depends on what the planning commission does, right?
Right.
It would be them that would finally approve the document. So I
Right.
think it'd be whatever date that we act
Right.
on.
It's a 2023 plan on the each page, I think, on the top of each page, but we can-
Right. I mean, they could even make a you know, when they put the motion up, they could say make it effective
Right.
January 1st, 2023, or
Right. And,
right. I think they
can-
can do that.
yeah, they can
So
Yeah,
change it next week.
I don't know.
I think Don said this, just set an effective date of January 2023, and that way the 5 years would run from 2023
Mhm.
forward.
Right. Or work better for the next time around, right?
See
Yeah, I
one
think
half dozen on the other.
The date up top should read when the planning commission meets and approves it. And then there's the time when it takes effective, like is what, January 1st, 2023.
Right.
So Rich, your question about the 2023, the plan is concepted in 2022, but it takes effect in 2023. So
Right.
it is fine right now. So
That's fine. Okay.
you're good.
Why don't we, but we can, with the planning commission, we can just have them to say, okay, that we'll state that it's approved on such and such a date, effective such and such a date. And then that way it's clear.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's good to make that distinction and make it clear, you know, approved on and effective date is two different things.
Mhm.
So those are good points. All right. Anyone else?
Okay. So I think if there's no other comments and you're all in consensus, just a motion to forward to the planning commission for consideration and adoption, that would be adequate.
I make
Right. So I think the motion would include the edits that we just talked about.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
I make the motion that we forward this to the planning committee with the edits that the subcommittee just put forward.
Thank you, Jason. Do I hear a second?
I had Olivia.
Or How about Nicole and Olivia? Can you do that?
Doesn't matter.
Any further discussion? No, hear none. All in favor of sending the revised POCD, I'm sorry, Affordable Housing Plan update to the Planning Commission? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? I think we are 6. How many are we? 1, 2. I don't know. Nobody, everybody said aye, so
700.
700. All right, let the record show 700, and we are sending this to the Planning Commission for
Don't forget Olivia.
I think there's 8.
8.
8.
Yes.
8.
I
Thank
got
you.
6 on my 6, 7, 8 on my. Oh, sorry, 8 on my screen and Olivia here. There's 9. 900.
But Gary does not
But
vote,
I don't
right?
vote. So
Right.
8. You're right. Correct.
Right.
Thank you, Nicole.
All
You're
right.
very-
Oh.
I'm glad I could say something.
Well, I have you seconding the motion, so that's. I don't know.
Okay, so with that, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Thank you, Tim. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Richard. And question? No? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. Let the record show 800 to adjourn.
Okay, great.
Meeting adjourned at
Thank you all.
5:29. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. This was a really good group, and I really appreciate everybody and all the good discussion we had. So thanks everybody for everything.